If we quickly go through what is being said by Jesus in today's gospel especially, we may wonder, did Jesus thought of it before he said it? Did he really meant what he said? Or was it a symbolic or figurative language with a strong tone? It can very well sound not worldly, and you are right. If you are able to practice any of this, what is being said in today's gospel, we have love your enemies, show the person your other cheek when someone strike you on one cheek, give everyone who begs, do not ask anything in return, be merciful, do not judge, forgive, just give. If you are able to practice any of this, you could have a heavenly light pervading in your life. You could really have that glow of divine with you. When we practice this, it is about forgetting ourselves. It's almost like dissolving ourselves. It is not a type of surrendering to the other person. It may look like, I give up. It is not in a sense to allow the other person to win over us, but a surrender, allowing God to take control of the situation. And God does it better than my plans, better than we do, or better than the plans of the other person, even if the other person's plans are to harm us, to make our life difficult, to take what we have. God changes it, everything for good. Take this example in the life of Jesus. All that is being said in today's gospel, this difficult teaching, is being practiced by Jesus right unto that cross. Forgiving the enemies or loving the enemies, praying for those who persecute, those who killed him, asking God to forgive them, giving and giving until he had nothing. Being merciful, forgiving, is all that is being seen in this life of Jesus. So it wasn't out of fits that he just said it without giving a thought of it. It was part and parcel of his life. It was the way of his life. All of it can sound difficult. But if you are truly interested to practice any of this teaching, this difficult teaching, God gives us enough of grace. And this grace will be sufficient for you. By ourselves, as a human person, it can be really difficult. But it is not something of human that we practice. It is divine life that we have in us, that spiritual or that supernatural, not worldly, but godly. That godly life that we have is at play when we practice any of this teaching. And it's all the grace that makes it possible. Let us ask the Lord, let us ask God to give us grace to practice this, more so when we are in dire need of it, especially with one another, in the family, in the marriages, with friends. And when it is difficult for us to practice these godly or divine qualities,